All right, y'all, welcome back to Rooster Crowing TV, man. It's been a minute, but we back, you heard me? All right, man. Look, I finally had a chance to see this Woman King, to see what all the drama was about, you feel me? And we're going to get into it, man. But before we dive deep, man, keep in mind it costs $0.00 to hit that subscribe button right now. And not even be fair and price match. And do the same thing if you hit that like button, man. It's free. Do it, you feel me? All right, man, let's get into this Woman King, man. I saw the movie. And I gotta say, man, it's a lot, going on online, in the online community, like, about this movie. Before I dive too deep, man, I'm gonna say this, bro. Y'all should keep in mind that a lot of us, let me rephrase that. For some reason, man, blacks in America, there's this disease that's going on in the black community in America to where we don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? And all we can do is hope and pray that this disease doesn't spread over to the African continent and the Caribbeans and shit like that. But we really don't like each other over here. I don't know why, but a black man's worst enemy is another black man in America. You feel me? And that's why you see all these negative reviews coming from the black community about this movie. Some of these people that are talking haven't even seen the movie, nor do they even know who the Dahomey tribe is. But keep in mind, bro, we in America as blacks, we don't like each other. We don't support anything that come from, if it's not like hood life, we're not going to support it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't know why, but that's just what it is. For some reason, we do not like each other. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Just think about it. Like, if you're online right now, the biggest group of people bashing this movie, they look like the people who play in the movie. You know what I mean? It's ironic, but that's just what it is. We don't like each other. Like I said, all I can do is hope and pray that this disease doesn't cross over. Let it stay right here and die right here. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't cross over to Africa or, the Caribbeans and shit like that, man. Because where we are right now, the chances of you getting killed by somebody who's black is way higher than that of somebody white killing you. You know what I mean? That's why niggas feel comfortable around white people more. You know what I mean? So with that being said, man, there's also a white guy on YouTube who I believe he's paid. I'll put his name in here somewhere. He's also bashing the movie. And, of course, he got the black support. You know what I'm saying? This shit is ridiculous. It's sad. But that's just what it is. If you're going to have so much energy to bash something, at least go see it first. You know what I mean? Don't just read the books and all that other shit. People talking about, I don't want to see black women killing black men, this and that and the third. But these are the same people who supported all these crazy-ass hood movies that we glorify that are based on real life every day here in the U.S. Know what I mean? So it's a sick mindset knowing that we don't like each other. Know what I mean? And it's crazy because a nigga like me, bro, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Because I know it's there and I can't do shit to change it. All I can do is keep away from the niggas who I know gonna cause me some harm. You feel me? Because I know, like I said, the chances of a black person hurting another black person is way higher than that of any white person. You know what I mean? Hurting a black person right now in today's society. That's just what it is. That's the reality. That's what I see. Let's get into this shit, man. Okay. One thing that doesn't make sense to me, right? You see this online a lot, but you see a lot of blacks online talking about it was the white man that went to Africa to force the Dahomey tribe to put an end to the slave trade, right? Now, mind you, this movie is set in the 1820s, specifically 1823, right? So people online are saying that, oh, it was the Europeans that went over there. Like these women were so brutal that the Europeans had to go over there and force them to stop, selling people into the slave trade and things like that. Bro, if we know history, American history, that is, right? We know that slavery ended, well, on paper, ended in America in 1865. Now, if you got any kind of common sense, we know that that shit went well past 1865. All right. But since they wrote it down on paper for 1865, we going to rock with that. Right. So slavery didn't end in America until 1865. And we actually got niggas online talking about it was the Europeans that forced these people in the 1820s to stop the slave trade. Right. So you want to tell me the Europeans were so concerned about slavery ending in the 1820s that they didn't give a fuck about the niggas that was in slavery in the United States and in Britain and other places in the civilized world? So they skipped over you niggas over here and they went over to the African continent like, yo, this is not right. This ain't good. This ain't, you know what I mean? Y'all got to stop doing this. They did it in the 1820s in Africa, but yet they still kept people in slavery in America up till 1865. That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. But that's what a lot of black people online are talking about. They say that it was and these are the ones who actually want to walk hand in hand with white supremacy, with their colonizers, like the FBAs and stuff like that. This is what you would hear them talking about. Oh, if it wasn't for the white man forcing these black people, these Africans, to stop selling people into slavery, it would have never ended. Bro, how? Please make this shit make sense to me. So they went to Africa to stop these people from, the slave trade. Why they still had niggas in chains in America, bro? Come on, man. That's completely ridiculous, man. Y'all need to do more history on this shit, man. You feel me? Even after 1865, black people were still in slavery in America. They were still in slavery in America. The slave owners, they didn't even let some of these niggas know that, hey, slavery is over. They were still lying to them. Some of them were still scared to even leave the plantations they were on, bro. This shit was still active well past 1965. But because of this self-hate that we have for each other, we're just gonna say whatever that sounds that opposes this film that feature black people. It's ridiculous. Now, I saw the movie and I did pay attention to a few things. You know what I mean? First of all, the movie was great. You know what I mean? It's filled with action. The storyline. The slave trade was highlighted in this movie. They never hid the fact that they traded slaves, but the slaves that they traded were people who came to their village or their cities to raid them. So pretty much they were trading their POWs. You know what I mean? If we can use that term. So if you come to my village and try to kill my people, and we end up capturing you, why am I going to keep you around for? You know what I'm saying? You are my enemy. If I let you go, you might go come back with a bigger crew to kill me. So the Dahomian tribe was trading those people who came to raid their villages, like their enemies pretty much. But they were trying to get away from all that shit and start trading into palm oil. You feel me? They would, like, palm oil. I mean, I got palm oil in this crib right now I could show you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But they were trying to get away from that to start trading palm oil. Even though palm oil wasn't as lucrative as the slave trade, but they also understood that we can't keep doing this shit to each other. You feel me? Even though these niggas are our enemy, they came over here to kill us and shit like that, but we just can't keep selling us other Africans to the white man for shit like whiskey and things like that. You feel me? So there's that too. So the movie starts off with an action scene, which I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, you know what I mean? Y'all got to go see it, you know what I mean? But there's just a few things I want to touch on in this, in this movie, So when the movie starts and after like the first action scene, these ladies go back to the palace and we're introduced to this young girl, this Nawi's character, Tuso. I had some mixed emotions and mixed feelings towards her character. You know what I mean? Like, not in the beginning, but towards like the part where, towards like the scenes where she meets the half breed, the mulatto brother. You feel me? But anyway, it starts off. She's like a little, rebellious, girl. She wants her independence, you can say. You feel me? And it hints that she's already, like, her family already tried to like marry her off, like maybe once or twice. And the first time it didn't go so well, and the second time it didn't go so well. But in this scene, they show her, and her dad is trying to give her off to this, this older dude. And she brushes the oldest dude, like she don't want to marry the older man, which is understandable, man. At that young age, why would you want to be with a old man like that? So I completely respect that, and that the fact that she didn't want to marry the older man. But I do question though, like, had they offered her to a younger black, dark skinned brother, would she have had the same rebellions that she did towards the older men? Now, the first person that they offered her to, we didn't see the person because it was just hinted. You know what I mean? But we did see like the second or the third guy, and it was an older man. But my question is, would she have behavior in that same behaved in that same manner if she was offered to somebody like who was in their 20s and wealthy, and he was a black man? Because the movie didn't intentionally highlight it, but in a sense they kind of highlight this mindset that, a lot of black women have it, but you see it in like the African community a lot. You feel me? Because it starts off, she said she doesn't want a husband, she doesn't want a man. That's not what she wants. She wants to be a soldier, and she was very, very clear about that, right? But then you can see that narrative kind of changes when she runs into I forget bro name, but when she run into him in the jungle, it starts changing, And I was just wondering, like, is it like that white savior complex that they was trying to highlight, or what? Because like I said, they didn't mean to. Well, maybe they did. Maybe they did, you know what I'm saying? Because these directors and stuff do a lot of research on before they put these movies together. Well, what they did was, right, so a lot of women in the African community, for some reason, when it comes to their own men, the respect that they will show to like a white man, it won't be the same respect they will show to their own men, especially for Africans who migrated from Africa to America. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of like just throw it out there roughly. You feel me? And it's almost like that movie kind of like, highlighted that shit. Like, you will hear some African women like tell like their men, oh, like, let's say like they're having like an argument or whatever it is. You will hear some African women say things like, oh, my next man is going to be white, type shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, when I saw that, this young girl going from being rebellious to her father, to the man that they wanted her to marry, and seeing this guy who she refers to as, you are Dahomey, but you are not. You are white, but you are not. Pretty much meaning a half-breed, right? But it's almost like when she saw him, there was like a automatic submissiveness. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't as, like, aggressive with him like she was with, like, the man who her dad wanted her to marry, or even, like, the father. You feel me? But it was just, like, this automatic submissiveness, even though it wasn't, like, oh, lovey-dovey. But for the kind of character that she was playing, she was submissive to this dude. So was it because he's mixed, or is just, like, I don't get it. That was like where I started like keeping my eyes on the character. Like, okay, this is, I see what some people are saying. You know what I mean? And I'm not sure if they really try to highlight that. But that's like a disease in not just the African community, but in like the black community, because some women do prefer, white men over their own. Like, I don't get where a lot of African people get this idea from, but that movie kind of highlighted that part. You understand? And it was almost like the white savior complex in a sense, you know? And that ain't sit too well with me, because that was like the respect that you're showing this, like the respect that you're showing this guy, would you show it to somebody who looked like me? You know what I'm saying? Had you been offered to a nigga like me, would you have, and in the same age group as you, would you have submitted so quickly like you did to this, the white dude, the mixed dude? That was just one thing that was highlighted in the movie. Like I said, I'm not sure if they try to do that, but it's there. Especially if you're in, if you ever been in like an African community, or you ever like just, like foreign black community, or even in the black American community, you will see some women who prefer, white men over their own men. It's on the internet. You see a lot of black American women who prefer white men over their own men. They will submit to white men or light-skinned people over their own, over their own men. And it's just like, so in a sense, that movie kind of highlighted that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And for me, it was kind of like, I didn't really too much like it. So I paid more attention to her character, and I was just like, man, she seemed like she'll give that dude a piece of pussy, even though she's supposed to keep her powers. You feel me? Because she's so into what he looks like. You know what I mean? Maybe because it's different. Who knows? But I knew she was going to give him some, but that story for other days, man. I'm not going to get too much into details, but that was just one thing that I noticed about the movie, And another thing about the movie, some people said that there was a gay agenda. Some people said there wasn't a gay agenda. From what I saw, that there definitely was a gay agenda. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it wasn't like any same-sex scenes or anything like that, but definitely the king's gatekeeper. Before you talk to the king, there's this guy that you have to talk to, almost like a messenger for the king, He's this really, really feminine dude wearing like a purple robe, you know what I'm saying? And there's no way you can miss him. There's no way you can miss like his movement. And just, you cannot miss it. But like I said, there was no like same sex or none of that, in the movie. But, it was implied through that guy. Now I'm not trying to, I'm not sure what they were trying to say by that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it had me kind of thinking too, like, but I'm not really sure what they were trying to say about that, but that was definitely a little, agenda as far as that go. But they didn't too much elaborate on it. I'm not going to elaborate on it, but yes, there was a, minute, itty bitty gay agenda, you know what I mean? Like I said, when you see this movie, you will not miss it, That's it. All right, man, so I'm going to wrap this up at 30 minutes. So I'm going to jump into the last three people I want to touch up on, man. Viola's character. Viola Davis. The one that everybody is aiming a lot of hate towards, man. I mean, if you ever been taken advantage of, I'm pretty sure you're going to relate to her. You don't even have to be taken advantage of, but for the people who are making it seem like this movie is strictly about women killing men, it's complete BS. Because once you see the movie, you will see that army, yeah, they had like a female sector. But during those battle scenes, it were both men and women fighting together. You feel me? Now, Viola in the movie, Nanisha's character, Nanisha, right? Let's say 19 years prior, she was captured, by the Oyo people. Specifically, when she was captured, she was assaulted and raped by Oba, the guy who becomes king like 19 years into the future in that time, So she was raped repeatedly by this dude, and she got pregnant, But being that she was a soldier, a warrior, she hid the pregnancy, took showers by herself, you know. And then her best friend, who is Sheila, Adams, they don't give her enough credit for like her role in this movie, man. She is awesome. But she hid it. Her best friend helped her, like push the baby out. She gave the baby to Sheila and tell Sheila. I forget Sheila. I can't pronounce Sheila's character name, but Sheila Adams. Her character is awesome. So she give the baby to Sheila and tell Sheila, to get rid of the baby. And Sheila, being a good friend and a loyal soldier, she follows order. And she leaves the baby with some missionaries and things like that. And it so happens to be that Viola crosses path with this baby again. I don't want to ruin that for y'all. I mean, it's a pretty touching moment. You feel me? But that's where the hate for Oba comes from. You feel me? I mean, can you imagine being captured and being raped? Like, people want to turn this into like a black women hating black men thing. Nah, man, it's not like that, bro. I mean, it's a movie, bro. It's not just a movie. It's based on real life, but put yourself in that, in that woman's position. If you were brutally taken advantage of like that, any female, I know people in my life who's been taken advantage of, and that's a very, very touchy topic to even talk about with them. You feel me? I got a real close friend of mine who, almost the same situation. Got taken advantage of, and the baby is, she's probably like 12, 13, It's touchy. So when I saw that movie, I'm like, wow, this shit is real life. So you can understand the hate that Nanishka character got for Oba in the movie, So it's not like, black women are just walking around killing black men in the movie, bro. Nah, man, like these kind of things happen in history, bro. You know what I mean? But that's where the hates come from for Oba. She was raped repeatedly. She got pregnant while she was still a soldier. She hid it, and when there's a certain scene, like I said, I'm trying my best not to spoil it, but there's a certain scene where, she finds out the truth, like, this child is not really, gone like you thought she was. Like this child is closer to you than you think, It brings back a lot of memories and things like that. And of course she's out for blood. I mean, if you're a soldier in today's US Army, right, and you're a female, and you're fighting against the, let's say, Iraqis, right? And you got captured, you were like a POW. And then you get raped, you get pregnant, you have this kid, but you're still active in the military and you're still stationed in Iraq. And the person who raped you is like a general now or a soldier, and you know who this person is. You want to tell me, with the frame of mind that you're already in as a soldier, you're going to let that dude just slide? You're still active. You're still out there. You want to tell me that with that frame of mind, you're just going to let that dude slide? I don't think so. So that's the misconception that a lot of people get with this movie. You feel me? The shit is like yeah, bear with me, man. I'm over here making some breakfast while I'm talking to y'all, man. But last but not the least, man, two of my favorite characters in this whole thing right here. It's Lashana Lynch and of course Sheila Atham. If I'm saying that name right, you know what I mean? But these two women were absolutely amazing in this film. They were amazing, right? Izoji, first rule of training: obey Izoji. She is awesome, man. Lashana was awesome in this movie. She was like the big sister to all the young soldiers coming in who they didn't know their way around. When Nawi came in, she was like Nawi's personal guardian. just letting her know, keep your mouth closed, follow orders. She's like a comedian and a fierce warrior all in one, with the fingernails, the the panther fingernails. Yo, she was something else. When I saw that scene with her and the dude with the spear to their shoulders, bruh, I was like, man, this girl. You know what I'm saying? It was just something about her, and like I said, she did a good job. You know what I mean? I really hated, what happened in the movie. I wish that didn't happen, but she was one of my favorite characters. You feel me? And then somebody else that caught my attention later on, because she understood the assignment. Sheila's character, Sheila Athams' character, she understood the assignment. When they went to go free the other soldiers that were captured by the slavers, the only person that understood the assignment was Sheila. If you were white, you were not being spared. Okay? She was coming for them. Bro, like I said, man, like that scene right there, if you ask me, like before that night at that slave port, yo, they should have all been slaughtered. But I guess you got to come back with a plan. But when they came back to pick everybody else up, bruh, Sheila, she understood the assignment. She was murking everybody. She was like the female Shaka Zulu, bro. Like, man, like, I hope she wins some kind of award for that shit, man, because she did an awesome job, bro. She did an awesome, awesome job, man. You know what I mean? That movie overall was good, very informative, entertaining. You know what I mean? They had little comedy scenes in there. You know what I mean? The Warriors was cracking jokes at times. It was awesome. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of black people, bro. Like the feeling, like the connection that I got just seeing that movie, being knowing that it's shot in Africa and these people are Africans and Africans descends, and it was awesome. You feel me? I would advise you to go see it for yourself before you start making any kind of negative remarks. History in general is brutal. Whatever it's black history, white history, Chinese history, history in general is brutal. But once again, like I said, we blacks, we have this self-hate for each other so bad that we don't want to support this movie only because, you know what I mean? Like I said, self-hate. The crazy thing is, the movie theater that I went to, we had blacks and whites. But at the end of that movie, people were clapping. The white folks were clapping. The black folks was clapping. And it surprised the fuck out of me just knowing that it's so many negative reviews online about this movie that people in the theater actually started clapping. You know what I'm saying? But yo, Sheila Atham, like Atham, her character, like she really, really understood the assignment, man. Like she did exactly what I was thinking in my head. Like, yo, why are all the white boys running away? Like they're escaping free. You know what I mean? Like she understood the assignment, bro. You know what I'm saying, man? But look, I'm gonna stop right there, man. The movie was a good movie overall. You know what I mean? Yes, the history of the Homie tribe is, crazy. You know what I mean? But had it not been for that history, we wouldn't have, people in places like Brazil. We wouldn't have like some of the strongest descendants of Africans that we ever seen, known today as the Haitians. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to just, make everything about black history so bad. Like, we as blacks got to learn how to just support each other, man. I don't know where this self-hate come from, but that's just what it is, man. But that's my take on the movie. I advise you to go see the movie. The movie is not as bad as everybody else is making it seem. And I'm going to stop there and go eat my breakfast, man. Till next time.